And the whole thing was released as part of a pain pack that people could use in their work. And a ton of songs came back that were completely created out of the sounds of pain. And it's actually being, there's songs all over the world right now are using tiny little samples of this pain. I think we gotta stop this too. Jeez, it got really loud. Right around the time of this past election, both candidates talked about the idea of reconciliation. I don't know if you remember that election, but it kind of sucked in terms of where the country was. So both McCain and Obama in their speeches after the election talked about reconciliation. So I was like, well, I don't know what reconciliation looks like, to be honest with you, but I'll start with something very, very simple. And I asked people to send in notes of reconciliation, holding themselves up, holding signs up. So you had families that you know, I voted red, I voted blue, we're you know, a family together, and there was all these sorts of wonderful images that kind of started coming in. People writing notes from Republicans to Democrats, all sorts of really cute things. This one says, my mommy is a 52, my daddy is a 48, but look what they created together. Me, right? Super sweet, and I was like totally pumped about this. Right around then, some really hardcore right-wing sites picked it up, and I think, you know, to some people it might sound a little bit patronizing, I guess, this kind of an effort. So I started getting a lot of death threats. And a lot of very, very aggressive, mean things, especially this one guy who kept on writing very offensive signs dressed up as Batman. And he said, I'm dressing up as Batman to hide my identity. Yeah, I didn't think it was the real Batman coming to kick my ass. But I have to say that all of this stuff, right, in this like weird space, this virtual space, was like starting to kick my ass. I was starting to feel really, really depressed through this period of time, just holding back all this stuff. So I created a little project called Angrigami, where I wrote down, I took out, pasted and cut and pasted all the different pieces of hate mail together into an origami template. And I asked people to send me things, beautiful things that they made out of all that hate. But here's the kicker, man. This was, this guy's uncle passed away, and he decided to commemorate his uncle's death using an origami rose made out of hate mail. Like, that's a pretty wonderful emotional connection. The last story I'm going to tell you has to do with a series of songs that I've written called Songs You Already Know. And they started with the idea that there's like a lot of little emotional moments that you can create songs out of, not just the big ones like love and getting broken up with and things like that. So there was a guy that said that his daughter was really scared that there might be something in his closet, in her closet, and she wanted a song to help her get through it. So I wrote her a little song that she could sing to herself.
This is a song that I sing when I'm scared of something. I don't know why, but it helps me get over it. The words of the song just move me along, and somehow I get over it. At least I don't suck at life. I keep on trying to fight. At least I don't suck at life. I keep on trying to fight. This is a song that I sing when I'm scared of something. I don't know why.
Anyways, he like walked by her room and she was singing it to herself, right? So it was like this awesome thing, and I was like, oh wow, like what if there, like maybe this is the trick. We take like very individual little experiences and we write some media for it. So there was this is a project called Chill Out that came after that, and this is the last thing that I'll present to you. So there's a little background on this. I had done a project called Facebook Me Equals You, where I, in my Twitter account, asked my followers to send me their Facebook login details, their username and password, so that I could be them for a week. And I got like 30 passwords in like a half an hour, and I had to shut it down because I was like, this is getting crazy. But I chose 2 people, and I had them send me a little essay of how to be them. And then I tried to be them for a week, and I changed the password and wouldn't let them log in and everything like that. And I tried to do it really seriously because I wanted to just see what it felt like to be a different person. Now, one person I did it really well with, and the other person I did it really terribly with because she didn't give me very much information. And it turned out she had just like moved to a new place. I mean, like I was like totally lost. People were like, "How's your new job?" And I was like, I like it. The desk is good. You know, I was trying to get like anything back. So anyways, a little time passed after that project, and she wrote me this note and said, listen, you know, I left out the part where she berates me for sucking at being her. But she said, I'm like, you know, I'm in a new town, I'm really anxious all the time, this sucks. And she was like, I saw the Scared song, I was wondering if you could make something for me. So I was like, okay, tell me a little bit about what it feels like when you get anxious. We'll start there. So this is a little list that she wrote back to me, right? I want to punch all of you in the neck. That's like very specific, you know? So I was pretty psyched. But it's a wonderful like little collection. So I started thinking, I was like, okay, maybe I'll think of something, and our communication stopped. So in the background, what I started doing was collecting people that had the ability to just record audio with a headphone on. And so what I sent them was this.
Hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. Just breathe.
So I said, wear headphones and sing along to that, and send me back just your voice singing along to it. And so most of the things that I got back were kind of like this.
Hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. Just breathe.
So that's actually a pretty good one, and a lot of them were really kind of awesome. But the truth is that it kind of cancels itself out when you have lots of them. So I got 30, like from around the world, like people like kind of just singing along to this thing, and all of a sudden I had a choir in the background of a tune, and I figured, you know, I'd just use this kind of text to build the verse of the song, and then I would give it to her. And so as I was building this thing, I got an email from her, and she was like, "Hi, you probably forgot about me. Just the idea that you might have made a song kind of makes it better anyways." But it was like this really sad thing, and 2 days later, I sent her this.
Right now it feels like I forgot to turn the light on. And things that looked so good yesterday are now shades of gray. And it seems like the world is spinning while I'm standing still. Or maybe I am spinning, I can't tell. And then you say,
Hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. Just breathe.
and now the women sing, hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just breathe. Now everybody sings, hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. Just breathe. Hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. Just breathe. Hey, you're okay. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just breathe.
Thanks, guys.